All right, so obviously when we talk about dream projects, a lot of things can come to mind. And if you've noticed in the past few years, we've been trying to think a little bit outside of the box when it comes to getting involved with some clients that are doing really crazy things. And this one here, I would say, is probably right up there with one of the crazier ideas. Now, our client, Matt, has been working on his dream house and has been planning this for over a year now. But what's really amazing about this is the massive yard that he's got in the back that he's set up to have pretty much the dream snowboard, bike, everything you can think of all in one place. His huge bike park and everything in the backyard, from what you see here into the woods, is just incredible, and he's going to tell us everything about it. All right, Matt, so we're in your backyard today. I know a lot about your project already, but give me a little rundown on what you've been dreaming of. I'm thinking like all your life, basically, eh?
Yeah, it's been a while for sure in my head, and it's finally coming to life piece by piece.
Yeah.
It's funny because I've been kind of talking about it, but I feel like it's very hard for others to imagine what you're thinking up in your brain, right? So I'm starting to be able to show a piece at a time to the people that I've been talking about it. So yeah, we built our house here. We finished last year, and this summer we've been hard at it, building one piece at a time. Starting with
pretty crazy, right? Container right in the backyard.
Yeah, we've got the shipping container there that it's turned into a takeoff going into some dirt jumps. So the summertime is going to be for biking. In the wintertime, we'll do some snowboard jumps and features off of that also, and maybe some GT jumps.
Nice.
Some snow racer jumps.
I love it. I love it.
I think a lot of people have ideas in their head, or like they say like, oh, it'd be cool to do this, or I wish I could do this. And I don't think there's actually a reason why people don't do it. It's just no one does it, so they say like, oh, well, if no one does it, I'm not gonna be able to do it or whatever. So I really enjoy doing stuff that people don't usually do, or have never done before. I always say I really enjoy being weird. And for me, so it's cool. I enjoy being unique and living a lifestyle that most people don't really, right? I'm doing this for obviously I enjoy this stuff, but I enjoy raising my family in this type of environment. We bike almost every day. The kids ride the pump track almost every day also. So it's not a usual thing to have in your yard, but it's something that we really enjoy. I think it's something a lot of people would enjoy having. It's just they don't actually go through with it because it requires effort and some it's maybe the neighbors don't love you, but
that's all right. Build a bigger fence, right?
Yeah, exactly.
To what extent are you making this like is this just the size we're gonna see, or is it getting even bigger?
In all honesty, I'm not the most experienced bike trail or bike jump builder, so this has been a learning experience for me. I have had a lot of help from other people. The dirt jump side of things, this is just like a bunch of dirt that I put there, and I kind of shaped it quickly with my son Olivier, and we tried it out, and it's fun for now. But I think the whole backyard is going to progress from what it is today to what it's going to become in years from now. So at first I was kind of stressing on doing it right the first time, but now I just build something, we ride it. If it works, cool, it's fun. If it doesn't, we'll just tear it down and restart, because the process is fun. Building it is fun, right? It's not just riding it. Like trail building and building jumps and stuff, it's as much fun for me than actually riding my bike on it. So the building part, I'm a huge project guy. I love to build stuff. So building this, once I'm done, it's probably gonna be like, what's next?
That's it. A new house, a new yard, right?
This trail was already here when we moved here, so this is kind of like a four-wheeler trail. We're still using it to access the woods here. But later on, we're working on a couple of other ways to kind of drop into the trails in the backyard here, or in the woods.
Now, question for you: did you pick the land knowing that you were doing the bike park and wanted to put a house on it, or were you like, well, we found the land and coincidentally there's a bike park. There's kind of space for a bike park.
Well, I mean, the first time I walked the land,
Yeah.
and I started walking up the grade that's in the forest here,
Yeah.
I kind of said like, holy shit, I need to get this place.
Okay.
With a bike park in mind, right?
Yeah.
In all honesty, I'm not sure we would have built a house if we wouldn't have found this lot.
Right.
We would have probably bought a house, honestly.
Right.
But it's just we wanted to live here.
Yeah.
Like once we found this place, it's hard to find another place like that in town.
Yeah, and you're not far. Like we're, not even 5-10 minutes from being downtown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There was access to the forest here through ATV trails that have been here for a long time.
Yeah.
There's also a loop that people, like the neighbors and stuff, would use.
Okay.
So there's a 3K loop, and this is part of it right here. So people would snowshoe more so in the winter time.
Okay.
And then we've been kind of developing the bike trails off of the four-wheeler trails and the existing hiking trail.
Okay.
This is like where the bike trail section kind of starts, right?
Yeah.
So this is gonna be the location of a big bridge.
Okay.
So you're gonna be able to jump over the bridge or cross back over, or just ride over the bridge or whatever.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is build it so that if you're more like advanced or expert type rider, you're gonna have some fun here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're a beginner or a 5-6-year-old kid, you can ride everything safely too and progress. Because we want to make sure that's obviously one of the big things. We want to make sure that our kids are able to enjoy it and have fun here and progress. Yeah. Cool. And there's probably quite a few kids that come through these woods, so you want to make sure that the features are, like I said, like you can ride it hard, or you can also ride it safely at the same time.
Right.
So basically from the backyard, you're gonna come in from that area right there. You can't see anything right now because it's really, everything's overgrown, but you're gonna come from like right up there and land in the bottom there, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a huge step down. So basically this is like the landing runoff of the step down. So right here, it's kind of like a 4 corners, if you will. So this goes down to the big step down into the river gap down there that we were just at. And right over there is the climb trail for every trail that we're gonna be building here. You're gonna go up with that climb trail. It's gonna bring you kind of to the highest peak of elevation of the terrain, and then come back down kind of this way down the hill. And right here is like the first line that we've built. So we can walk up that line if you guys want. We're gonna try to keep the number of trails to kind of a minimum, if you will, because the maintenance of a trail becomes really challenging, right?
Right.
So if you want some really fun trails and really good trails, it's not realistic to build 10 trails or whatever. So probably build like 3 trails total, something like that, and try to upkeep them as best as we can.
How difficult is it to get something like this started? Like we're looking at like obviously a lot of dirt to move around and like materials to bring up in areas like that. Like, are you like, what kind of plan are you creating for yourself when you're doing something like this?
Well, there's kind of 2 parts to that question. One is I'm not really in a rush because like I was mentioning earlier, like I enjoy the process. I come back here, sometimes I consider it my daily workout or my daily kind of mental health type of time, right? So I don't really care if I get, a jump done or half a jump done or whatever. Doesn't really matter to me. But the other part too that kind of surprised me is there's a lot of people that love this stuff too, and they're just waiting for a text. Right. They'll be there. Like if you're coming to dig, I often get people telling me like, just let me know there, let me know, I'll be there. So we've organized a few dig days until now, which is why this is built, because you don't realize how much work building a trail is until you build a trail, right? So every feature is multiple hours and probably multiple people digging pits like that and bringing buckets of dirt, because Well, I didn't bring a machine in here. In theory, you probably could build with a machine here, but everything that we've built until now is hand built.
Okay.
So when you want to move dirt, you get some big home hardware buckets and you bring the dirt from there to here and
pack away.
Yeah, it's just like working in the old days.
Yeah. I love it.
If you ask me, it's like being in the woods, it's nice in the spring, fall, and winter.
Right.
In the summer, you ride. You don't dig too much because it's warm and there's a lot of mosquitoes and stuff.
Right.
So once September, October hits, I'll come back here, start building again, maintain the trails, ride until December. And in the wintertime, I think it's a good time to like scope out new lines and flag trails, cut down some trees or whatever, clear the trails. And then once spring arrives, then you can kind of like start the raking and the clearing of the actual trail. But you already have that path kind of flagged out already.